Okie dokie, happy Friday. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. You see my head shining, it is. I just shaved it. It's fresh. Feeling fresh. Friday kind of fresh. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to a wedding. I got a wedding tomorrow, which is happening. And we've got some crypto crashes happening, so I guess it'll be nice to kind of have a little distraction for the weekend. I want to talk to you guys about everything that's going on here in the crypto space today. Really quickly right now, doing a little bit of a retweet. No 10-minute intro today. I got to be somewhere. So let me repost. Boom. Got it. Okay, guys, welcome back. Smash the like button on your way in. Yes, we are slipping a little bit lower today. Why? Tariffs soon. That's a big part of it, guys. We're going to take a look at a lot here today. Not the longest stream in the world, but I do want to get into some of the news. So, welcome back to all you guys out there. Good morning to Juan. Good morning to Jackson. Good morning to Cleary's Beef. Shining bright as ever. Thank you, Cleary's Beef. Yes. Zing! You hear that? Yeah. All right. How's it going, Jimmy? What's happening, Captain? We got 40 focals watching on the YouTubes and on the X together. Combine it. Okay. Okay, we got Hawaii in the chat. Scott, how you doing? Aloha. Aloha. All right, let me turn down the tunes a little bit. Boom. There we go. But I do love these tunes. These tunes are great. I hope you guys are enjoying the vibe. We do have a little girlsy whirlsy that just came in, and she is a smiling little girl. Oh, do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? Is she squawking? Little girl. I got a 6.5-month-old daughter. Most of you guys know that now. Yeah, I know. The glasses. My wife's going, oh my gosh, these glasses again. What do you guys think? Should I be wearing these glasses on stream? My wife says absolutely not. My little girl's looking at me like, who is that? All right. Daddy's got to do a stream now. All right. All righty. So we are in the what? Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Okay, you can see me now. I know you can. My bad. Well, coin market cap screen. Let's get into it. Here's Bitcoin below 84K. Can you believe that? Can you believe it? Bitcoin's below 84K, down to 83. Weak sauce. Ethereum back below 2K. When are we going to get this bull market? Is it canceled? No. I don't think it's canceled. We need a Fed rate cut. Nothing's changed, guys. Prices are changing, which is why I like to trade. And if you want to trade, check it out. I got a pin link for you in the comments to sign up for Blowfin. Blessings and bubble baths. Big LOL there. The Dominator. Yeah. Today we did have some big news for Crypto.com. I recorded a Crypto.com video for you guys later today. If you guys didn't check out our collaboration with Oscar Ramos, Coin Baron, and Black Sea yesterday on Oscar Ramos' channel, you should definitely do that, even if you're not a Crypto.com fan. It's an interesting story, and it's interesting conversation, let me tell you that. Rogue Daily in the chat says, I remember when we used to be happy at 84K. Yeah, it feels like a long time ago. You know, back in my day, $84,000 Bitcoin was the best. We loved it, you know, and we did, and now we hate it. Stupid, you know what I'm saying? So looking at that chart right there, Bob, and maybe your name's not Bob, but maybe it is. And you're looking at the weekly candles, and you can see, you know, 1, 2, 3. We had a fourth, and it's not, you know, green anymore. What the heck's going on? Well, we're facing a little bit of rejection right off my level, exactly as I predicted. I didn't exactly predict that it would break down, but I said there's going to be some resistance here. So looking at maybe, maybe an opportunity for a long, but actually probably not. These tariffs are going to cause a sell-off, I think. So, unfortunately, this bounce level that I had here at 2.6, it might not hold, guys. It might. I want it to. It makes sense if it does. But with the tariffs coming on April 2nd or whatever, or 4th, I don't know. You know, it is just, it might not hold this level. No, I didn't do voice acting. Yeah, you like my old man. Glad you like that. Yeah. Sonny. No, I didn't do voice acting, but once upon a time I was Elvis. I was the king, man. Like, look out, man. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I did all that, so. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Oh my gosh. What is it? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, man. Reciprocal tariffs April 2nd. Okay, thanks, Rogue. Yeah, so April 2nd, you know, the world's gonna end on April 2nd. Tariffs are coming. It's a global recession. Everything's going to zero, no doubt. So buy the dip. If we do that, and you know, I'm joking around about it, obviously, but I'm also kind of serious. Except for the like zero part and like the global thing, but like it is definitely causing some anxiety. And guess what? Bitcoin dominance, when there's anxiety, Bitcoin dominance shoots up. When there's uncertainty, Bitcoin dominance goes up and altcoins take a hit. And altcoins are taking a hit today. Let's look at what's going on here. A couple coins are up. A lot of coins are down 14%, 10%, 10%, 10%. Everything's down 10% today. Whole market's coming down. Total market cap's coming down. Shouldn't be that surprised, guys. This is just where we're at right now. In the grand scheme of things, this is just what's going on. Give me 1 second, folks. Sorry, I have to do something really quick. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to tell my wife something that was important. I had to communicate a message. Okay, so yeah, so you know, everything's down. Bear market's here. No, just kidding. Bear market's not here. Pepe coin getting rocked and rolled to the downside right now. It's tariffs. That's the big problem. Trump coin down to $10 again, and it could go lower. I still think the Trump coin might have a big boom later on, but we got to get past all the tariff stuff. We got to kind of get like, you got to realize that like the stock market is not in the green since Trump has taken office, and so it's really that's the story, you know. And we're gonna win. We're gonna win so much. You're gonna be like, Mr. President, I can't take it anymore. We're winning too much. Please, no more winning. Remember that? You remember that whole thing? Well, we're not winning at all yet, and we're hoping we will. I think we will eventually with the stock market and with crypto. I mean, definitely the stock market will come back, no doubt about that. Stock market over history goes up and to the right, and crypto will come back. At least Bitcoin will, and many altcoins at some point. Could it be a bear market? It could. I don't think it is. I think that's ridiculous. I think anybody that's calling it a bear market is just simply not paying attention. You know, yesterday in this Crowcast thing that we did with Oscar Ramos, Coin Baron, and myself and Black Sea, we talked about how there's never been more things more bullish than ever before. And in fact, in the AMA with Chris Marzak, the CEO of Crypto.com, man, I should take a breath. In the AMA with the CEO of Crypto.com, no, it's not skipping. I'm just glitching. In the AMA with the CEO of Crypto.com the other day, I finally got it out. Wow. Yeah, no, this is 1 cup of coffee. That's all we got going on right now. This is 1 cup of coffee. Just, you know, excitement for the weekend, I guess. But in that AMA, what he talked about was this 4-year cycle thing being over. And that was one of the things that we talked about a lot. Chris, the CEO of Crypto.com, saying, you know, forget about 4-year cycles. Now, Cleary's Beef in the chat, my guy, how you doing, Cleary's Beef? Says clearly they don't know the cycles. Well, Cleary's Beef, let me tell you, brother, the CEO of Crypto.com just came out and said 4-year cycles are canceled. Basically, up only is kind of what he said. I mean, kind of. It's kind of what he said. I don't buy that. I believe in 4-year cycles still. Me, myself, and I. You ever seen that movie? No, all 4 of us on this conversation yesterday kind of agreed that the 4-year cycles are still a thing until they're not. And maybe he knows something we don't. He certainly knows a lot of things that we don't, but maybe he knows something about this broader cycle that says that we're going to have some kind of super cycle. But, you know, calling it a super cycle is the most silly, dangerous thing ever. I think pretty tough. Dare Young, adding in my low leverage long position, going to be adding every deep red candle between now and April 2nd. I don't mind that, like a 2x, 3x, adding to a leverage position for when we come back out of this thing. I don't mind that at all, especially for like Bitcoin, right? So, that's kind of where I'm at with these cycles, and that's just kind of the way that I'm thinking about everything going on in space right now. And I'm curious where your head's at. Where are your heads at right now? I really want to know kind of how you guys are feeling. Bull in the chat says, I'm saying BlackRock has something to do with the control of the market and creating liquidation cycles. Maybe, you might be right in saying that. You might be not right. I'm telling you, there are people that are manipulating this market. There's no doubt about it. Is it BlackRock? I don't know. They're the easy, they're the big dog in the room. It's like everybody wants to blame, Trump for everything or Biden for everything. And it's like, you always have like the big dog in the room to blame. So let's blame back BlackRock. Now, the reality is there's cabals. You remember the LA vape cabal? Like that thing is just one. That's just one cabal. There's a lot of cabals out there. There's a lot of cabals. There's so many cabals. Let me tell you, these cabals, they're caballing and cabalinas. Okay. I don't know. There's a lot of them. And these markets are certainly manipulated. I saw a crazy post from, it wasn't even that crazy, but it was a post from Crypto Face the other day or today. And it was like, what's this pattern called? And they're like the chart for Bitcoin's just doing the silliest things. I mean, looking at what's going on here, it's just like chop, man. This is crazy chop up and down, kind of coming up, but not really getting the explosion above this key level. That's what we needed. But first, and Black Sea and I are on the same page about it. We needed to break above like 88K, and then we needed to close above like 92, and we didn't get either, and we got tariffs coming. So, that's why you got Bitcoin dominance coming up. You got XRP coming down, back to $2, coming back to earth. A lot of short opportunities from XRP at like 230, 240, 250, back down to $2. You're halfway there. I think we're coming back down to $2 again. That's what it looks like. Somebody's asking me all about the Ripple in Africa. It's very simple. There's a company. They've got like 5 million users, and they're in like 9 countries in Africa. And XRP is going to help with cross-border payments using XRP as transactions within the 5 million user customers. So there you go. That's what's going on with that. And look, it doesn't make the price of XRP go up. These little stories don't do anything. And that's a big story. Maybe the SEC lawsuit drop for XRP and Ripple was even a bigger story, but did it pump the prices? No, it didn't pump the prices. Unfortunately, what's crazy is Crocoin just got their lawsuit dropped, and Crocoin pumped actually maybe even more than XRP pumped after their lawsuit ended, which was wild to me. But Crocoin, got a video coming out later today on that, talking about the price action for CRO. So check that one out later on. I don't want to talk too much about it. Shy Sox fan for life says, I want to learn to trade. You should. I think it's a good tool. I think you got to be careful with it, but you could certainly become a winner in trading. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy, but if you are profitable, you can find some more fuel to DCA back into this market. In Dexter, I love you, bruh. Hope you're doing well. Or, I don't know. And I assumed you're a bra. Maybe you're a brachacha. I think, maybe that's the bro version of female, right? I don't know. Is there a term for that? Is there a bro term for girl? I don't know. Well, you're probably a guy. Sounds like your guy's name. Maybe I shouldn't assume. I don't know. Whatever. 2025. Bope, you don't like this? Would I rely? Oh, I see. Oh, wow. Mrs. Crypto Kip. It's like, you're something. Well, I guess I am. John 316 says bubbles. Does that mean anything to you, Mrs. Crypto Kip? Bubbles? Did you hear that one yesterday? No, I don't think she did. I'm going to have to tell her that story. That was a fun one. That was a fun one, guys. Blessings, Mrs. Crypto Kip from John 316. All right. Yeah, we're energized today. There's no doubt about it. I don't even know where the energy is coming from. I didn't even get that good night of sleep. So let's look at some liquidations. Okay. We've got liquidations today. Longs are getting squeezed. So if you're in a long, you're hurting today. That's tough. But that's why you don't take a long position. Like, look, I mean, here's the reality, guys. If you're taking a long position for Bitcoin right here, then, look, nobody deserves to get liquidated, but the people that are longing up here are making irresponsible decisions, okay? Because you don't long resistance. You long support. Now, perhaps we're at support. right? I mean, you just see bounce, maybe a bounce. Perhaps we're at support. Perhaps this is an opportunity for a long, right? Perhaps we're going to slip through. I don't know. But honestly, this is a decent long opportunity. And that was a decent short opportunity. Does that make sense to you guys? So the Shy Sox fan who wants to learn how to trade, very simple concept, buy low, sell high, right? So you short is the sell from the highs and you long from the lows. It's very simple stuff. Actually, at the end of the day, very basic concepts. So we got the longs getting liquidated. Am I surprised by that? No. Why? Because we're facing resistance ahead of tariffs going live. Not that surprising. And if it is surprising to you, well, then you should probably turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, because we've been talking about this stuff for a while now. We do have some good news coming out. Trump-backed crypto bank joins stablecoin wars with new dollar peg token, the USD1. Doesn't that sound like a Rogue One or something? It sounds like a Star Wars vehicle, the USD1. Stablecoin dubbed USD1 will be pegged to the US dollar and backed by short-term U.S. government treasuries, U.S. dollar deposits, and other cash equivalents. World Liberty Financial, the decentralized finance venture backed by President Donald Trump and his family, launched a stablecoin, which is controversial to some, and whatever for others, kind of whatever for me, kind of cool, kind of whatever. We got a lot of things that are getting launched stablecoin wise. Wyoming to launch their first state issued stablecoin on layer 0 by Joe. So that's pretty neat. They're launching another stablecoin, and Fidelity develops a stablecoin and tokenized fund. Did you know that my aunt, my uncle, my brother, my cousin, and my sister are launching stablecoins too? I guess everybody's launching stablecoins. So that's the trend. Stablecoins are the hottest thing in crypto right now. Look, if you're not investing in stablecoins, then you're not going to make a flatline gain on your money. It's funny. I don't know why these stablecoin. I guess it's news, right? We're looking for news. Here's news. A lot of stablecoins coming out. But I'll tell you, it is bullish because just the more that we see mega brands getting into stablecoins, it just tells us that everybody's paying attention to crypto. And that's the real gist here. That's why everybody's hyped about stablecoins. We're eventually maybe going to have real estate on the blockchain. Maybe one day we're going to have I think inevitably at some point, and this is something that Chris, the CEO of crypto.com, has talked about, eventually we're going to be able to trade stocks on the blockchain 100% and easily on crypto.com. So you can trade stocks on crypto.com, but they're not tradable 24/7. And I think we're going to get to the point where they are tradable 24/7. So I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. Is there a good stable coin? If, I like USDC. Yeah. I mean, USDC is probably the strongest stablecoin in the market, and USDT is widely used, but it's also kind of getting politically boxed out in certain scenarios. So, I use USDT a lot, but I use USDC a lot too. So I like both. I like both. I wanted to talk about this story. The market is underestimating how quickly Bitcoin will hit a new all-time high. A crypto analyst says that Bitcoin might reach $123,000 by June. It's a best-case scenario if it tracks the average return from its DXY backtest. So looking at the DXY, the dollar, you can really kind of track where things are going. Now, the reality of the situation is, I kind of agree with this in that, Bitcoin, when it's going to explode fast. And I don't think it's going to happen, though, until kind of the Fed has some rate cuts. So, but it reaching $123,000 by June, is that possible? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it just depends how much pain is in with these tariffs. I mean, think about it, guys. We have April, May, June. And so in 3 months, are we going to go to 123,000? It could happen, guys. It absolutely could happen. I wouldn't be that surprised, but I also wouldn't be surprised if that didn't happen and it's kind of even more delay. And then we're really going up against the wire at the end of this bull market. And then the tail end of this bull market would be really big. Could we extend out to 2026? Well, Chris Marzliak, the CEO of crypto.com, allegedly thinks that that's possible. It could be possible. Maybe there is something to it. Though, that being said, the 4-year cycles say this bull market is going to end in October. So let's say we don't pump to $123,000 by June. Well, then let's say we start pumping in June. We're back at 100K by June or 95K by June. Then, maybe we'll go, June. So July, we'll go to 120, June, July, August, we'll go to 140, 50. I don't know. And then maybe by, September and October, we can get maybe up to 200K. That would make sense to me. Or maybe we do some slow stair stepping, leading in anticipation to the Fed rate cuts, which is going to come later this year. But, yes, I am bullish, and I think Bitcoin will hit a new all-time high. But in the meantime, this is we're on a dip. If we break through this key level, Bitcoin could come a little bit lower. It could come back down to the highs from March of 2024 for Bitcoin, which is like 73, maybe 70K. So, we're going to have to see. Daryl Young says, whatever happened to synthetics with that blockchain stock trading on Ethereum? Those were the real early days. Yeah, I mean, synthetics is still kind of a thing, but it's kind of not. Ethereum's too expensive, and that's kind of the end of that. Clocking into work. See ya, Papa. Hope you have a great day, man. Have a great weekend. Right now, by the way, we do have 41 of you guys watching on X and 50 of you guys watching on YouTube. So tap that like button if you have not done so already. We're getting through all the news here today. I want to talk about this story. Former crypto mogul Sam Bankman-Fried transferred out of New York prison. The FTX founder is currently serving a 25-year sentence. And this is an old photo, but here we go. So I don't know why they put the photo in twice, but the Bureau of Prisons has transferred former crypto mogul Sam Bankman-Fried out of a detention center in Brooklyn, New York. Sources familiar with the matter told ABC News Bankman-Fried was moved from MDC Brooklyn to Oklahoma, a transfer point on his way to a federal lockup to continue serving his 25-year sentence. He had requested, however, to remain at MDC while he appeals his conviction. Bankman-Fried transfer comes after he conducted an unauthorized video conference interview with Tucker Carlson. Did you guys see that interview? There was a couple Sam Bankman-Fried meme coins that were popping off that day. That was ridiculous. He did a whole interview with Tucker Carlson, which is interesting. And it actually got him landed in solitary confinement for a little bit because he wasn't supposed to be able to do that. I don't know how did he even achieve that? I don't understand that. They don't really get into that in this article. How did he pull that off? An additional source told ABC News the reason for the transfer has more to do with him filing appeal rather than punishment for the Carlson interview. So yeah, there you go. So he's moving around, and you kind of want to watch some of these stories. And I did a short about this. This is coming out later today, where just like I'm gonna watch this closely because what a weird caption on this photo. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried departs from Manhattan federal court after arrangement hearing. I think it's arrangement hearing on March 30th in New York City. Federal prosecutors added a foreign bribery charge to the list of crimes Bankman-Fried is already facing. The indictment accuses FTX founder of directing $40 million in bribes to Chinese government officials. So, do they talk about the Congress bribes here at all? No. It's interesting. You're not going to see much about those Congress bribes anymore. By the way, go try to find the fact that Sam Bankman-Fried bribed members of U.S. Congress. You're not going to find it because they don't want you to see that story. They don't want that story to keep going. But instead, we're going to talk about China's bribes. You see that? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that an interesting thing? And so, this is ABC News. Report on the other bribes too. It's like they're just trying to make it so that it's like it's just China, but he was bribing U.S. officials too. I'm whispering. So weird. You got to keep a close eye on this guy and all the moves that are going on. And I actually should go back and listen to that interview because I never did. I never really did. Should SBF get out of jail? No. Absolutely not. That guy was pulling levers on the Earth's stage with big bucks bribing politicians. That's the worst kind of thing out there, in my opinion, because that's what makes government so bad, right? And that's what makes people go at each other's throats about politics is stupid things like this. Bribes and lies and deception and it's gross. I'm calling it now, says Daryl. SBF and FTX will be one of the most hated comeback stories of all time. I don't think that FTX will ever start back up again. But he might get out of jail sooner than we all want or expect. That could happen. Michael Saylor came out and predicted that Bitcoin's market cap is eventually going to go to $500 trillion. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And if Bitcoin's market cap goes to $500 trillion, if you own a Bitcoin, well, then you're going to have like, millions upon 20 million bucks or something like that. So, don't ignore Bitcoin, guys. do not ignore Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a beautiful thing, my friends. It's absolutely a beautiful thing, and it's going to continue to do well over time. So we love Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin's not going anywhere. If you want to trade, you can sign up for Blowfin using the link I have in the comments down below for you guys. Smash the like button. Let's do a little Q&A. Let's look at some charts. One sec, guys. Okie dokie. So, what's going on, folks? What's going on? Bitcoin dominance is up today. Pepe coin coming down quite a bit. Why isn't my Pepe chart working? My wife did leave the door open. She did leave the door open. There's a rule. We can't leave the door open, but she left the door open. It's funny how you caught that, Cryo. Clever. Clever. Clever man. What are my thoughts on Crow, loaded line, climbing right now with everything else dropping? Temporary pump, Dan. Temporary pump. But I love it. I'm rooting for it. Pump higher. Make that money. Dogecoin. Let's see Dogecoin's going on right now. Yeah, Dogecoin's starting to slip. Everything's slipping, guys. Bitcoin could be getting a bounce here. Maybe not a bad time for a long. Could be a terrible time for a long because of the tariffs. But what we might get is a little fake bounce off this and then it plummet to the downside on this tariff news. So Max says, why is there 2+ billion tokens missing from the Crow supply? This is according to CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. I don't have the answer to that. Yeah, I mean, I won't make stuff up, guys. I'll tell you how it is, okay? Calvin says, Crow seems to be moving nice. It do seem to be moving nice. Though, let's look at Crow, because though it's moving nice right now, guys, and there's Jasmine getting wrecked. It's going to get delisted from Binance. I think Jasmine's in trouble. I don't like to say it, don't like to see it, but I think it's in trouble. I would have a hard time believing that this pump could be sustained for crypto.com if Bitcoin is slipping, though this does look a lot like some of that, so we'll see. We'll see, but it could easily slip back down. You know, look at that one. These are weekly candles. So this weekly candle could, you know, come back down a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so we're losing our daily gains now. We had nice gains this morning. We're kind of starting to lose those this morning. Blood on the street except for Cronos. It tells you that it's probably a good time to, if you're up on Cronos, like a little, unless you're just doing it like just DCA over time and not going to sell any until higher prices, that's different. But like if you're doing short-term stuff with Cronos, nice time to shuffle some profits again. Maybe going to have a little dip back down. That's just my guess. Because the rest of the crypto market, it's a pretty good guess, I think. But not financial advice, you know. Maybe you want to trade it. Maybe you want to short some Crow. I don't know. I'm bullish on it still. Despite all the things, I'm still bullish on it. Rogue says recently bought Pepe. I don't like that. I don't like any of the Pepe coin copycats. I remember you asking me about that the other day. I said the exact same thing, and I don't want to fudge your bags, but I'm not a big fan personally. Crow is a match on staking for Crow and Loaded Lions together. That's very cool. That's pretty neat. Yeah, I like to see that they're supporting a Loaded Lions brand finally. That's pretty cool. So that's a good thing. Again, if you guys want to trade some of this volatility, go ahead, sign up for Blowfin. Be on the lookout. If we lose this level, we could be in for some more blood. Maybe can we get a trade video? There is a trade video. Shy Socks, go to our main page on YouTube, and it is our pinned video on the channel. It is a trading tutorial. So check it out. Marty, how you doing, Marty? Talked about that Jasmine thing the other day. That was crazy, dude. You brought that to my attention. Thanks again for the other day. Help me out with that pin post. Appreciate you, brother. But now that Marty's here, it's time to go. Stream's over. I'm messing with you. except I'm not. I actually got to go. I'll catch you next time, though, guys. Have a great weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. All the love in the world to you guys. I appreciate all your support. I hope you guys are making money. I know right now the market's tough, but as I was saying yesterday in the Cronos Crowcast video with Oscar and Coin Baron and Black Sea, where we collaborated together, keep your chin up, guys. We got a lot of bull market left, I think. So keep your chin up, touch some grass, DCA, HODL, do your research. And hang in there. I think we got a lot more bull market left. And if you want to do some trading, check out our link. Sign up for Blowfin. Check it out. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.